Hola! Welcome to Case Stories by Dr. Josie, that's me, where you get to learn stories from the hospital. Imagine this, you're the doctor covering, you're the doctor on call, it has been a long day, it is in the evening, you're looking forward to go home, and you're called by the emergency department and told to come quickly, there is an emergency. As you approach the casualty, you can't really see what's going on, but you can see there's a commotion and there's a group of people that is surrounding particularly something that you cannot see. You get to visualize a motorbike on top of a stretcher, and you're wondering, what is a motorbike doing in the casualty department? So you're trying to ask around what's going on, and then you see that there is someone on top of the motorbike. So get this. There is a stretcher which has a motorbike on top with someone on top, and this someone looks like a child, and particularly it was a 6-year-old boy. So you're wondering what is going on. First of all, you just want to know why first is the motorbike in the casualty department. Now you're told the leg of the baby is mangled up in the wheel of the motorbike. That's why it has been brought in. They can't be separated. And I'm trying to get the situation and the history of what is going on. So this boy, it's in the evening, so it's after school. Baby is picked up, put on the motorbike on the passenger seat. But you know the baby is small, so the feet are dangling, can't really reach the foot pedals. And as the baby is being transited home, one of his legs gets caught up in the back wheels of the motorbike, and it is mangled up in between such that they cannot be separated. So this is the emergency that you're getting in the evening. Your brain is tired, you've been having a long day, and so we're wondering what to do next. First of all, you must know that in such a case, you're trying to figure out how to separate this boy. Let's call this boy little Isaac. So we're trying to figure out to separate little Isaac from the motorbike, which is done in theater. Problem number 1. Problem number 2, the theater is usually a controlled space where we usually make sure that unnecessary microbes and germs are not allowed in, such that the clothes and shoes that you wear in the theater, you cannot wear them outside. But now we have to consider to bring in a motorbike inside the theater. But I'll give medics their hats off for they always think on their feet. So when we get to theater, problem number 3, the motorbike cannot fit the theater door, because in no case scenario did you ever think you'll need a motorbike in theater. Anyway, we are able to do so, and the baby and the motorbike is entered inside. The motorbike is covered, it's draped. This is just part of maintaining sterility. At this point, we really can't establish the sterility we want, but at least we try. We have another challenge though. So this baby, little Isaac, when little Isaac was being transited home in a motorbike, the father was the one carrying the baby. And usually before any theater procedure, you must sign a consent that you have allowed to be operated on, and usually told the complications that may arise. And especially when we deal with minors, the consent from a parent is very important. You cannot ignore that. But now we are explaining to the dad that because the leg is mangled up in the motorbike wheel, there's a high chance that little Isaac might lose the right limb. That's the right leg. So the dad refuses to sign the consent because he cannot imagine his little boy losing the leg. So what do? We try to look for the mom to sign, because the dad walks off. Actually, the dad walks off and goes away. We're trying to get hold of anyone just to let us do the surgery and just try to save what is going on. But currently, we are having no progress. So we talk to the mom. The mom has a 1-month-old in her arms. So we're trying to explain the procedure that is going to be done. We're trying to explain the level of damage. She was so distraught, all she did was cry. So we did not get to have either of the parents sign a consent. So there's usually a policy in hospital where in such a scenario, we usually try to come up with a way to bypass such a problem with consent, and it's usually a doctor who is not doing the procedure to sign in place of the parents. So that is done, and in theater, the baby and the bike, the procedure starts, and unfortunately the baby loses the leg. The leg was beyond damage, it was so mangled up, and so it was amputated just above the knee. And this began a series of treatments after, because after that we have to make sure it's not a one-time thing and then you go home. There's usually a series of procedures that follow after to make sure that the wound heals correctly, the stamp is maintained well, and also the patient is introduced to prosthetics at a good time. So it was a long stay for the baby in the ward. And remember, the mom had a 1-month-old, so the mom could not accompany little Isaac in the ward. So little Isaac used to stay with the grandmom. Remember, I told you the dad walked away after the accident. Apparently, he never came back. And I don't know up to this day if he ever has, but the good thing is little Isaac proceeded well, was able to be introduced to prosthetics, and I hope wherever he is, he's being rehabilitated well. From this, we get to learn the importance of consent, theater consent. So before you go into theater, you must sign a medical legal document, that is the consent, that says that you have allowed the procedure to be done on you. But when it comes to a minor, the parent is the one who signs the consent. And so usually feel hand-tied as medics when you don't get the consent from the parents. Even if you have that policy I said that you can bypass, but it could have been easier if a parent just signs the consent immediately and let the medics do the job. I want to say thank you to Dr. Shiro for sharing with us this story. Till next time, bye.